Day 3 of the Diddy trial? Cassie's testimony shook the room, and the feds just called a wild card to the stand.
Shoutout to Law and Crime and Tisa Tells. The courtroom tea is steeped and certified.
A clip from the original interrogation from Real World Police.
Welcome to Digital Diva Daily.
This is commentary under fair use for review and educational purposes.
Today's scandal, up next.
So let's get into it. Roll the clip.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
The man who allegedly opened fire inside of one of former President Donald Trump's Florida hotels several years ago made some wild statements to law enforcement in his interviews, saying he was a sex slave for Sean Diddy Combs. Well, now that federal investigators have raided two of the rapper's homes and an arrest and indictment in a sex trafficking operation could be imminent, the man's comments sound a little less crazy. We'll talk about it.
Stormy's story is bad news because it's embarrassing. That's why he's going crazy with that. It's not that he's lying to the American people. He's embarrassed about Stormy's situation, okay?
So you don't have,
Found in the United States?
yeah.
Just my dog Bubbles. My
Just your
service
dog?
dog. Yeah. Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross and Khaled, they're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay.
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter. Okay.
Alright.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Oh, hidden in plain sight.
It's it that.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself
Yeah.
these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
You're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean. Okay. He's Donald Trump. Okay, because he used to belong to their side. You understand? He used to belong to that illuminated group that I told you about, which is an elite group, okay, of individuals which run the whole country. Alright? Basically, what I did you tell him did you explain to him about the message? Or
Please. Elaborate.
On Thursday, turning to Friday, basically, I went to Donald Trump. I went through the gates. I took I jumped the fence and I took the American flag and I put it in the front desk and I blew the chandelier. Basically, what I did that for is to transmit a statement to the American people and to Donald Trump that we're not accepting any more corruption and abuse from their system of friends. Okay? Donald's still blind because he thinks that he let Hillary off the hook and she's okay. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying, okay. Keep going.
It ain't like that. The CIA and them, they want to do the same thing that he did to JFK. Okay?
Alright.
Why? Because they want the United States to fall. They've already been creating a state of chaos and confusion in the United States, and they want the United States to fall. Donald was against their agenda and won the presidency, okay? He did get help from Russia. He did get help from the Saudis. he also got help from a lot of Republicans in here, which is the electoral college vote. And he got a lot of support from Republican people. Okay. The elections, they weren't fair, but he wanted the electoral college vote.
Right.
Which is the Republican vote, basically. He got him through, okay? He didn't get the popular vote.
Right. I hear you. Keep
So
going.
basically, the interior, he made it. He's president-elect by the electoral college. So he made it. The situation is that he still hasn't kicked out the corruption from the system. He's letting them stay due to money, basically, because they all like making money. That's why they're all billionaires, etc. So there's only there's select few that run the country. Okay. So I know you may or may not. I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Okay. Yeah, Illuminati. Okay.
Okay.
They've made it in dance. Basically, what it means, illuminated.
I got you.
Okay. They do satanic ritual abuse, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own family, kids, etc. They're in the group, and they bond that way. Okay, so they do sexual pedophilia, they do animal abuse, killing of animals, blood sacrifices, and everything in the Bohemian Grove. Okay,
Alright.
The Bohemian Grove, the Bushes go there. George Senior and George, both of them are in the same agenda. They cousins with the Clintons. Okay, so is Donald Trump. He's also a distant cousin. So if you see, there's a direct correlation of the presence of the United States being bonded between family ties, okay?
Gotcha.
All these family ties, while not, go back to the same place, the royal family in England, okay? The family here of the Illuminati are descendants of the royal British family, okay? They have children between themselves. Why? Because they have that issue, you understand? They want like superiority of the race. They see it that way. But it really it backfires on them because it makes them simple-minded. You understand? When you have sex with someone in your family, your kids are not gonna come out smart. You understand? They're gonna come out dumb. Alright? So Donald turned his back, but he's still trying to negotiate a peaceful way out, and they have an agenda to kill him. Okay? Example, if you look at the Illuminati card games, example, okay? You look at the game, the Illuminati card game.
I'm not familiar with it, so help me understand.
It's a card game
It's a card game.
that
okay.
tells you exactly what their agenda is.
Gotcha.
It's called mental pre-programming. That means that you predispose already. Once you play this, your mind is already predisposed at this happening, and you accepting it. Okay? So they have a picture of Donald dead in that game.
Oh, okay.
Alright? I'm not crazy. They have a picture of Donald dead. But they also had the Twin Towers. They had everything on there.
Gotcha.
Okay? From A to Z. So it's kind of like a hidden agenda, which they try to make it open to our eyes, but we really don't see it. We're so busy working.
It's kind of like hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy,
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself
Yeah.
these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay? I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
Okay, you're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
Okay. I had settlement with Sean. Okay. And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay? When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything, okay?
All right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible. I'm not sure. Now, how does this lead towards Donald Trump?
Okay.
The Mercedes family, Ben Mercedes, that works with Mark Garagos. Mark Garagos used to be Michael Jackson's attorney.
Yeah, out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drugged Michael and they OD'd him, okay? He didn't overdose. They OD'd him because they keep the royalties of the music. Michael alone made $860 million alone last year, okay, in 2017, which who keeps that royalty? The music companies. Who represents the media and entertainment in the United States? Most of them, Mercedes does. Kenny Mercedes, which is Gruber Mercedes Shire out of New York. Okay? So what they've been doing is they've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump. So people hate him, okay? Because they know he is very alpha, okay? Very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money, and he likes women, and they know they want to defame him in certain ways with Stormy, with other people, because they want him out of the government, okay? But it ain't happening because it's too smart for them. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying to, right?
Don is intelligent. We have a similar type of intelligence and overview of things. The only thing is he's not seeing that Hillary is a distant cousin of his and Obama have a different plan for him. You understand? No offense with Obama. I love each and every American, but he was part of that 9/11 agenda. He's a CIA agent, an ex-CIA agent. That's why there's so much identity issues with Obama. Who knows his real name? They say he was born in Indonesia and he's also born in Hawaii. Nobody knows. Why? Because he's an ex-CIA agent.
Okay.
Basically, Osama bin Laden never existed. It was a creation of the CIA, and it was Obama in a cave talking shit and looking like an Arab. And then they bombed the Twin Towers. Okay? So my problem is, I'm here to expose each and single one of them to the American public for the crimes committed on September 11th, 2001, and therefore. Okay?
Now tell me though, how all of that led up to Thursday night, Friday morning.
Well, I've been trying. My settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because otherwise I'll be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had, Mark Garagos has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they want to set me up as an extortionist. Like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Got you. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter,
All
okay?
right.
Basically, he's Arab, Palestinian, okay? The Ciroc agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a youth. They promote binge drinking and drugs.
Gotcha.
The hip-hop agenda was laid out by Obama during his last presidencies purposely. That's why they had Tupac killed, because when they kill them, you gain fame. When your record sales go up, and then people listen to your lyrics and everything, and then you become famous, okay? That's how they do it, alright? Tupac's still alive.
Yeah.
He's in Cuba. Basically, what happens is the following. The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to involve the DEA. They move all the dope, okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs?
by DEA.
Okay.
Inside the United States, okay? They move what's called high-grade powder, MDMA. They move cocaine, and they move liquid cocaine in their bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine, I've drank it myself, having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time. Alright, he calls it G-Juice, but it's liquid cocaine.
Alright.
How do I know there's a conspiracy against Trump? Because it's in the Illuminati card deck. He should look at it for himself.
But let me bring you back to Thursday night, Friday morning.
Sure.
I mean, how did all of this? I think I better understand what you're saying. But what I want to know is how did that prompt you? How did that make you do what you did that night?
Well, we're getting to a point that his assassination is coming. Okay, because it's an agenda they're perpetrating on the media and the news. Example, Madonna is a client of Mercedes, Ben Mercedes. He has her go on public TV and say, oh, someone should, I thought so many times of going up and blowing up the White House.
Gotcha.
Okay, they give her that little message. That little message is Hillary's message, okay? Because Hillary sends it to Gary Ross, and Gary Ross gives it to Mercedes, and they give it to
Gotcha.
the
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Okay, now
I get all of that.
you're gonna need an internet so I can show you. If I show you the website, you're just gonna go like, oh fuck.
All right. Help me understand you.
Sure.
How old are you?
I'm 42. I've been through all my life. I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that I was gonna expose him.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you. Help me understand you. I mean, obviously we never met.
I know.
I don't know you from Adam's Cat.
I know.
I'm trying to, we'll
That's
get back to the
Hey,
event
I
in a minute.
got like 30 years of dog. I'm good.
Where you from?
I was born in South Africa. My name is
What town? What city?
Newcastle, the Valley of a Thousand Hills. I'm from Zululand. I'm what you call a Zulu.
Okay. All
I
right.
was born there, and then my parents were Latin descent from Argentina. They escaped the military dictatorship in Argentina.
Pinochet, all that.
No, the Argentine one.
is it?
Yeah, my Pinochet was a Chilean one, but
Okay. Okay.
I can't remember. It was like a military dictatorship. I can't remember the
Okay.
names.
All right. How many years did you stay in South Africa?
12 years in South Africa, and I stayed 12 years in Argentina, and then I came here to the United States, and I've been here 20 years since.
Okay. Yeah.
18 years.
All right. Parents. So you got a mother and father? They're
Dad,
still alive?
Dad came and visited me. He died here of
Okay.
cancer, and Mom went back at home. I think, visiting with my sister in Europe.
Okay. What year did your father pass away?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Did that have any effect on you? I mean, what was
Not really.
your
I'm not
relationship like with your father?
Well, I suffered a little child abuse when I was a kid,
Okay.
and I believe he's not my real dad, but it's okay, you know.
All right.
I sometimes, you know, maybe that's what he thought. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right. And your mother, where's your mother right now?
She's in I think in Argentina or traveling in Europe.
Okay. What's your relationship like with her?
Distant, but
Distant? Okay.
distant but nice.
All right. Well, any brothers, any sisters?
Yeah, both also distant but nice.
Okay.
They're in Argentina. Well, my brother's in Argentina, my sister's in Europe with my mother.
Oh, so you don't have,
Family in the United States?
yeah.
Just my dog, Bubbles. My
Just your
service
dog?
dog. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're not married? You're single?
I'm divorced.
You're divorced?
Yeah.
Okay.
My ex-wife is tired of trying to whine. I told her she's an attorney.
She's an attorney?
Yeah.
Where she live?
In Boca Raton.
In Boca Raton?
Yeah.
Okay. Does she know anything about this? Have you talked to anybody?
Yeah, she kind of knows. But what happened was they've been tapping me so much on my phone through intelligence. I figured out how they tap their iPhones.
Okay.
And basically it's gone all the way up. And I seen even Hillary knows they've been watching me. They've been watching my
Now,
text.
come back to me. We'll get back into that in just a minute. Let's just stay with your family members and everything.
Sure.
I'm just wondering if you talked to your ex-wife or anybody.
I thought no about what happened about this.
Yeah.
No, this was only me. It was premeditated to give a message to the American public, a wake-up call. It's called a wake-up call.
Uh-huh.
It's like when somebody rings a bell for Americans to wake up. Americans like you, like me, like all of us here.
All right, you said premeditated, so you thought about this. You thought this through.
Yeah.
How long have you been thinking about it?
It's easy. That's like.
Help me understand. I don't.
Well, really,
when you say premeditated, you must have been thinking about it for a while. How long have you been thinking about doing what you did?
Well, when I say premeditated, it means that I went and did it by myself. That's all. And I didn't think about it like for a month.
Okay.
I didn't plan it for a
Oh,
month.
okay. When you say premeditated, I thought maybe you planned it out. Like
I ran my own
that.
personal investigation, which I figured out with myself that this is going on, and we still having issues of corruption at the highest place in our government.
I get that. Now, when you say you did your own investigation, what'd you do?
Basically, out of all the times I went and saw the attorneys, I did my research online,
Mm-hmm.
and I found out the whole puzzle of their organization.
Okay. All right. So you didn't tell, well, before I ask that question, so you have an ex-wife, you got a girlfriend, you got anybody that you talk to? I'm trying to understand
I
if
don't
you got
talk to
somebody
people.
that you interact with on a daily basis.
Yes, I have a good friend, a breakfast buddy. His name is Luis David Gonzalez,
Uh-huh.
and we go to the gym every day. He has nothing to do with what happened Thursday. Though he's a witness, he's gotten shot at by them, and he's a witness that Ross came and threatened me at my house post-settlement. After we settled, Diddy sent Ross, and I asked him to go see if that was Ross, and he confirmed his identity.
So Gonzalez, he can back up what you're saying about
Yeah.
P. Diddy and
Yeah.
Ross and all that? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And you said Gonzalez didn't know anything about what you did? You didn't talk to him before?
Nothing.
Nothing?
He knows nothing. He was actually worried about me. He's like, hey, what's up? And I told him, look, man, what's happening is he's trying to cool things down, but then the feds have been harassing him. The feds. They have a big file of me like this, the feds.
Uh-huh.
Because P. Diddy and Mark Garibas have been trying to set me up and lock me up as an extortionist, asking for money. It was not so. My settlement was breached, and my settlement terms is one was called peaceful enjoyment. That means that if I went to your house or I did something you'd actually pay me the full amount back and forth.
I get all that.
So I've been going through that since like 2012 still.
All right, and Gonzalez knows about that. You talk to him about that kind of stuff?
I talk to him alone because he's the only one that knows since the beginning.
Gotcha.
And then my ex-wife, she knows he saw the contract. She has a contract, a picture of the contract, telling me you need to call her and ask her for a copy of the settlement agreement.
Okay, all right. Where do you live at? Where's your house? Or do
Really
you have a
close,
house?
Unit 177, just down the road from Trump's. You see, I want you to live close to Trump because I know they don't like being close to Trump. Understand what I'm saying? They don't like that. So that's why I went to Trump's.
Okay, all right. You got a roommate? You
Just
live
myself.
alone? Okay, all right. How do you get around? You got a car?
Yeah,
Motorcycle,
Jeep.
things like that? You got a Jeep?
It looks like a military Jeep.
Okay. Where is that Jeep right now?
Police have it in custody.
Okay, all right. We'll get back to the Jeep in a minute. Tell me about your employment. What do you do for work right now?
Okay, right now I'm self-employed. I work with minerals and gemstones with my own company called Pegasus Mineral Trading.
Okay.
That I inherited from my father. Previously, I've been
Well, before you go any further, do you have like an actual office someplace? Do you work from home?
work from home.
Okay, so you pretty much like online business?
Yeah, but I get busy 2 seasons a year, like really busy. I get September and February, so it's like 15 days non-stop each one, and then it's like just slide it.
Well, where I'm going with that is if you work from home, do you have a computer? Do you work on the telephone? How do you do business?
What I did is I threw away everything I had because
Well, before you go, what is everything? What did you, when you say you threw away everything, what's that?
my documents, everything I have, because I know they've been trying to follow me, and I just don't want my personal info getting,
I got you. No, I think I understand, but I mean, what I'm trying to understand is how can you have a business and not have a computer or work the phone?
Oh, I haven't. I just threw them away the same day. I threw it all away.
You threw what away?
My computers and everything.
Where do you throw them away at?
The garbage.
And your garbage? At your...
Yeah, because they've been spying at me through them. They spy you through your computer, through your iPhone. They spy you through your TV screen, the cameras. Even if they off, they manage to do it. It's called intelligence. The CIA is available. Can do anything.
Let me make sure I understand you now. Now, when you say you threw them away, you threw them into like a dumpster, or did you just throw them away in your trash can
In my
and you
trash
threw them
can.
away in the dumpster?
In my trash can.
Okay. Well, exactly what was it? Just like one computer?
No, everything. My documents, the settlement agreement, my computer, everything I threw. The TV, everything that they had been surveilling me on, I took it off because I wanted them to be in the dark.
Okay.
Because they've been watching me. So now they kind of freaked out, they kind of spooked out. But it needed to be done. And Donald needs to do his presidency correct. And he needs to know that these people are running him into the ground, running the country into the ground.
All right, we're going to come back to that. I'm not done with that, but again, I'm trying to help you and I'm trying to understand you, your daily routines, your business, that kind of stuff.
But I'm very different than you. I'm very intelligent.
Okay.
We all are very intelligent.
I can see that, yeah.
The thing is, you've been fed the wrong foods and medicines which blind you, okay? Most of the pharmaceutical industry is bogus.
I agree with you there.
I can tell you right now, they have you popping pills and they poison you slowly so you die, okay? That's the truth. You don't need any medicine. You're strong. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Your body is called, the only way to come out now is called immunotherapy. That's all you need. Vitamins, immunotherapy. That's all you need.
All right.
About my work ethics. Okay, previous places I've worked at. In the United States. Well, do you want to know all of them or?
As much as you can tell me, help me understand. You said you work for Pegasus right now, right? But you threw away all your stuff.
Yeah, because it's a family business. It's really
Okay.
simple.
All right.
It's just like I just need to use Square Cash.
Let's go back. What did you do before Pegasus?
I worked. I took a break off during the summer. I did my research. I took care of my dad. He had died. Before that, I did real estate investments with Section 8 properties, but I was started getting harassed. So, because they threatened to sue me, I sold the properties. Before that, I worked for RG Electronics. I was the top producer, the top salesman of TV in 2012, in the last quarter. Before that, I worked for a company called MA Labs, out of the Raw here in 87th. They computer components manufacturers. Before that, I worked for SMT of America, which is Micron out of Idaho. They semiconductor artificial memory chips, DDR memory basically. Before that, I worked as a self-employed trading electronics South America. Before that, I came here as an internship as an accounting manager for the Pier House Resort in Key West, Florida.
Okay, all right. So pretty much all those jobs were in South Florida, in Miami area.
I always stayed in South
Okay.
Florida.
Where'd you go? You
School.
College? You go?
I went to University of Salvador, which is the same school as the Pope we have right now. I studied travel industry management, business and travel industry management, but then I went into the electronics sector.
Okay, all right.
Here that's what's been growing.
Okay, all right. Do you have anybody that you can think of that you used to work with, that you trust? Anybody, any former coworkers, anybody that you would reach out to if you ever needed help at any of those jobs?
No,
No? Okay.
I'm pretty self-confident. I mean, I have my head on my shoulders and I know what I'm doing.
Okay, all right.
And I mean, I know you all think this is bogus, or you may not yet understand it. But look, I got 3 bullet holes.
I got you.
I did this for the country. Trust me, I feel great.
Okay.
And I'll do it any day. Because at least I avoid a president getting shot. And at least I avoid other dummies trying to fuck up our country. Excuse my language.
No, you're good, man.
And my people. Because my Americans are my people.
Okay.
I have issues with people, and that's why I'm my people.
All right, tell me, all right, let's go back to Thursday night, Friday morning. Before you did what you did,
Well,
what was your state of mind? I mean, what were
it
you
was
thinking?
cool as ice. I went there, I knew what I was doing. It's not like I didn't know what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, and my point was, take down the flag and put it in the front desk and call the police, shoot the chandelier to tell them to stop getting Saudi Arabia money.
All right.
That's all, because Obama is behind him, so is Hillary, okay? So he's got to stop taking the Arabian money because he's letting everything slide. He's letting Obama stand right behind him, and so Hillary. He knows who they are.
Mm-hmm.
He knows who they are. So does the CIA. Maybe the Secret Service doesn't because you all work for the president, correct?
Right.
You only work for the president, correct?
Some other people, but mainly the president, right?
Exactly. So the problem is, you're his circle, the CIA, and then are a different circle.
Well, let me rephrase that. We don't work for him. We provide a service to protect him.
Exactly. That's why I want you to talk, and I would like this to be told to Donald Trump. Tell him I'm a supporter of him. I love him. I don't hate him. I know what his issues are. He has an issue right now with him that's bugging him a lot. It's called Stormy Daniels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it bugging him so much? Why is he lying to the people? Why is Donald lying to the people about Stormy?
And how does that make you feel personally?
I know the truth. I think it's a dummy situation. I think he should put his pants up and explain to the American people what the problem is. Stormy was sent by Geragos to Avenatti. Okay? They know each other because I know Christopher's been talking to Geragos for years. They've been doing, my attorneys here, Mace Laura, they've been doing business. They've been getting referrals for years after I cut the deal with Diddy. They made friends, and they be doing deals.
I understand
and
all that.
They threw me into the feds
Well,
for conspiracy of something that I had not done. I was claiming breach of settlement. Now, the way the story is, it works as the following. Donald has an issue. His doctor prescribing Propecia. You know what Propecia is?
it's the skin or the hair.
Hair growth thing.
Right. Mhm.
Okay? So basically what happens when you take Propecia, your dick goes limp. But limp because you're taking Propecia. He has air issues. His doctor, birthday, slipped the Propecia out, okay? So for him, Stormy's story is bad news because it's embarrassing. That's why he's going crazy with that. It's not that he's lying to the American people. He's embarrassed about Stormy's situation, okay? He paid her and she's coming back with some bullshit stories, okay? Trying to expose and defame the president so he falls and collapses.
Room 500 Pearl Street. Listen, oh my God, you guys, so much is happening in the courtroom. I had to sneak out and let you guys know. Sorry, I forgot to wear a tank top, so you know it's business in the front. I had to flip the collar up just not to give the court a show. So listen, so much has happened. Jonathan Oddi made an appearance in the Diddy trial. Cassie identified him. You guys, it is on and popping, but there's also so many other things that happened. You're not going to believe this. Judge Aaron actually came out and told Diddy's team not to try anything cute. On top of that, there was a bunch of other things that happened too. I took a bunch of notes. Y'all, this Jonathan Oddi stuff, I'm reposting every live I ever did about Jonathan Oddi. Let's also not forget that the Cowboys and Angels were confirmed. Cassie said she had a binder full of escorts. Jonathan Oddi, literally, the prosecutors talked about him. Cassie identified him. You guys, the rumors are true. It looks like Jonathan Oddi is going to be called to testify on the stand. But in the meantime, the story we broke was literally all that the prosecutors could talk about in court, and Cassie confirmed everything about Jonathan Oddi. Let's get into this. Okay, I just snuck out here really quick. Shut up, I got my notes. I stuck out here really quick to let y'all know what I know. Hold on, really quickly. Let's see. Look at my little notes. Yes, it's raining. I couldn't bring, hey, Giannis, thank you so much for the super chat. I couldn't actually bring my phone out, my notebook out because it was raining and last time y'all saw. So let's get into this, right? Okay, first thing that happened, there's so much, right? Okay, so Cassie literally, before they got to Jonathan Oddi, I'm telling y'all how it happened, but I'll be really quick because I got to go back into the courtroom. Cassie said that Diddy okay, so there was a weird incident where Cassie said that Diddy told her that if you don't do what I say and you don't take the freak offs, I'm going to release 2 freak off tapes to not only the world, but to your mom. And I'm going to make sure she sees it and it's going to ruin your reputation so you can play around if you want. Cassie was upset. Okay, now she said that the first time she found out that the freak off tapes were public. Hey, Rosie Method, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate the crowdfunding, y'all. Y'all know I'm paying for this trip myself, and I actually appreciate the crowdfunding. Okay, so get this. Cassie then told this weird story about this guy whose name was Sujit and DJ Who Kid, right? Hey, Tari TV said, keep it coming, Tisa. You know I'm here for it. Thank you. Alexandra Glover said, you were spot on about Jonathan Oddi. Good job, Tisa. Yes, listen, it looks like Jonathan Oddi is actually going to be called to testify. His picture was shown in court. Cassie talked about Jonathan Oddi in court. The prosecutors brought Jonathan Oddi up, along with about 8 other escorts that are expected to testify. Ooh, I'm going to get to the tea in a second, but let me just get through this. Cassie, so listen, the feds did a lot better today. They were showing step by step by step how Diddy actually made his criminal organization, okay? They showed step by step. For instance, she said that she was in AC doing a club appearance. Side note, Cassie was getting paid between $7,500 and $20,000 a club appearance. She was doing a club appearance, okay? And this guy named Sujit came up to her and said, yeah, I saw your tapes. And Cassie was like, oh my God. And then Cassie was texting Diddy like, yo, they saw my tips, what's going on? And Diddy was like, what the hell? Yo, keep them close to you. Ask him like, yo, don't say nothing. This could ruin my life. Keep it close to me. So they were like, what do you do? What did you do? And Cassie said, yo, I invited, she was there with her best friend, Carrie, and this blonde girl, her childhood best friend, and they invited Sujit to ride back to New York with them. Because she was like, Sean told me to keep him close. Then they went to dinner with DJ Kid and Sujit. They went to dinner with them, and they were like, if they went to dinner with them, they were like, Diddy was texting Cassie because he wasn't around. Make sure you take as much security as you can. They invited this boy to a dinner and was talking about the freak off take and had security in a private dining room in the middle of New York City and had security lined up all on the walls, just intimidating. Again, the feds did a good job of showing that, like, no, this was a criminal organization. Even the way you bullied people, even the way you stopped people, even the way you ran up on people. This was 100% a criminal organization. Now, side note, the prosecution changed the subject, but I was sitting there saying, but what happened to Sajid and DJ Kid? But again, I think they're going to come back to that story. Now, Mark Agnifilio was out here windmilling, trying to see if they could get last minute gotcha, trial by sabotage. Judge Arun actually thought about it and put his foot down. Mark Agnifilio jumped up and was like, Your Honor, I'm going to take care of this. I promise you, you don't need to rule on this. I promise you, I'm going to talk to the defense and I'm going to come to a solution. You have my word. And he sat down and Judge Aaron was like, okay, so Judge Aaron was like, okay, so I'm still going to decide at the end of the day, but go ahead and have the talk if you want. Judge Aaron rolled his eyes so hard at Mark Agnifilio. Yana, I give you my word. I will handle this personally. The way he looked at Mark Agnifilio, I literally almost collapsed in laughter, but there's no talking in the thing. Really quick, Toya is a princess said, thanks for updating us, Mama. You welcome. Maria Key, you welcome too. Also, Brian Tarver said, do tell, Tisa Tells. I want to say Just Peaches 73, thank you so much for the super chat. Anon 1, thank you. Keep up the great work. And Choose Forever said, looking gorgeous like always. Oh, thank you, Choose Forever. I appreciate that. Mindy 8 said, girl, we appreciate you so much. You were way ahead of anyone else on breaking the story. Y'all, there's other stuff, the other tea that I got. I'm breaking another story tonight when I go on live after the courthouse. I don't want anybody to hear it. I'm walking on Sunshine. Thank you so much for the super chat. And C Rich. Oh, I know you got money. Thank you so much, C Rich, for the super chat. Valerie Watkins, thank you for the super chat. And also M.E. Nash, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so where do we get this, right? Cassie, even though Yana Artist 77 said, thank you, you're welcome. So even though Diddy's trying to say, I didn't know. Leslie Murray, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, thank you so much, Tisa. So anyway, Cassie was like, yo, you can't say you didn't know I wasn't comfortable with this because I asked you to delete all the freak off tapes and said I didn't want to do this anymore. You told me that you deleted everything and off the cloud. Cassie then told stories, and you guys, this is a bit of a trigger warning. Cassie told stories that she was messed up from those freak offs. She had sores all in her mouth that she could barely swallow, and she had a pressing, painful UTI, a urinary tract infection, that would take her out for days and make anything extremely painful. And she had to perform freak offs every week like that. She said her body was going haywire. Again, she had crippling sores in her mouth from giving oral smecks during those freak offs. Marcellus Tillman, thank you so much for the super chat. And Tanaka, thank you, Tanaka or Tanaka. Thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Zenith Yassine and Buzili, is that French? Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, they said she had crippling sores all in her mouth that were a result of the freak off. So what else happened? Cassie also confirmed that Cowboys and Angels, that's what we discovered, was her main place. She had a binder full of people. Jada B, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, I do want to say one thing. The Diddy's children were sitting up and acting so respectful when the jury was in the room. But when the jury left, they got comfortable, kicked up, sitting to the sideways. At the end of the day, and they keep all going to the bathroom. I don't know what that's about, but maybe they just tired or they talking or whatever. But and they go together as a group, right? I've run into them several times. The whole point of the matter is they get real comfortable when the jury is not around, okay? When Cassie told you on the stand what her body had to go through with those freak-offs, the way she had sores all in her mouth and they were crippling from giving sloppy toppy and all the friction and who knows whatever else, when they said that she dealt with on a weekly basis crippling stuff. Oh, you know what else happened in that courtroom? I'm getting to the Jonathan Oddi stuff, but you know what else happened in that courtroom? Diddy, Cassie, so listen, Diddy popped up at Cassie's house and tried to start a fight with her for no reason. I think it's because she didn't want to go to a freak off. Now, this is the person they're trying to say she was a grown woman. She had a choice, right? Jada B, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, mama. Mel NYC Reviews said, stay warm. I will, Mel. And thank you so much for the water and the popcorn. But listen, so Diddy popped up in her house and he started wailing on her, right? It was crazy. And she said, a man and a woman who were Cassie's friends that were in the house jumped on Diddy, trying to get him to let go of Cassie. Diddy was like a wild caged demon. He was literally pounding on Cassie and pounding on those two other people. Finally, they wouldn't let Cassie leave, and Diddy dropped Cassie on the bed, right? And broke her face open. Cassie had the ugliest, worst, puffiest, like right here on her head. But honestly, she was 2 centimeters away from being blind, as far as I can see. It was the ugliest, goriest, yellow. It was disgusting. It was an open sore on her face. And honestly, Jay had to go to a plastic surgeon to fix her place. Diddy got his head of security. I think she said it was Fahim at the time, to quietly take her. They had plastic surgeons on deck to fix Cassie's face whenever Diddy broke it open, right? To fix Cassie's face whenever Diddy broke it open. And get this, when Cassie sent him a picture, because Diddy was like, man, go fix her. He didn't even go with her. Cassie sent him a picture of what he did to her. It's like, do you see this? And he was like, he said, what did he say to her? He said, what did he say to her? He said, I took notes. He said, see, well, it's in my notes upstairs. He said something like, see, this is what happens because you always doing too much. And this is what happens when you do too much. So the prosecution was like, what were you doing? She said, I was sleeping. Diddy barged into her home because he had the keys while she was sleeping, tried to beat her up. Her two friends went and helped her. And then he literally busted her face open. It was ridiculous. When I say it was the most gory, disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life, and the fact that Diddy was unrepentant and then blamed it on her, Cassie also said he got her addicted to pills. She got addicted to opioids because it would help her come down. She also said that they use GmbH. Remember what's in all the lawsuits? All the time to party. Doug Mack, thank you so much. I got more tea too. Hold on, let me just give it to y'all and then I'm gonna go back into the courtroom. The creative lady said, thank you, Tisa. Continued safety and super reporting. Oh, you know I'm safe, but thank y'all so much for the kind blessings. Cover me in prayer. Olivia Maria said, I love your show. Thank you, Olivia Maria, and thank you for the super chat. Also, Love and Peace said, the #1 YouTube reporter. Thank you. Lunch on me. Oh, thank you for the lunch money. Thank y'all. Cody Co 39 said, Tisa, you're killing it. Praying this opportunity opens even bigger doors for y'all. You know what? Thank y'all, but I love just being in the room with y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. Because I was thinking if I came out here, this was going to flop and you're going to be like, Tisa, we don't care. Sit down and tell us what's going on with Kanye. Anyway, Kim Markham said, we appreciate your hard work. Thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Goddess Switch said, top tier journalism, better than mainstream media. Let's do a petition to send Diddy to Alcatraz. He gonna have a private suite in Alcatraz. Also, Chloe Christian, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, Mindy 8 said, y'all, one of their escorts from Vegas was arrested in 2020 for murder, mental, emotional, and sexual abuse. It's terrible. I'm so proud of her. Yeah, exactly. I'm proud of Cassie too. Holly W said, come for the trial, stay for the Tisa show. Thank you, Holly. Oh, also, Juju said, I'm sneaking. That's why I lowered my voice. Juju said, little sis, dinner on me with all this work, protect your peace. Yeah. Hey, I'm getting the seafood boil. Thank you, Juju. Okay, so let me get back to this because I do have to go up to trial, but let me get back into this, all right? Okay, so Diddy told Cassie he deleted the best. Oh, they talked about the 29th birthday when he forced her. She didn't want to do anything for her birthday. She wasn't talking to him, but she wanted to leave. He said Diddy popped up with a 29th birthday surprise party of all her friends. She finally felt comfortable. Then Diddy bust into the birthday, right? Demanded that she do a freak off right then and there. And Cassie's like, I don't want to go. I want to stay with my friends. I can't do the fake off. There's sores in my mouth. She could barely swallow. Painful UTIs. Smex was painful to her. Those freak offs had her body messed up. So what ended up happening? Oh, by the way, Cassie walked right by me in the hallway on accident. I don't think I was supposed to be out there, but I saw Cassie. She looked super healthy, super loved. Alex and her looked super like in line. Thank God she found her peace. But also, right? Diddy then got the security to drag Cassie to do the freak off and forced her to do the freak off with debilitating, okay? Did I say that Cowboy and Angels is the place? We found that 2 years ago. Darren is the booker. We found that out. My paper, look at my paper. It is literally melted, right? Look at this. So Darren, can y'all see it? My paper is melting. Darren literally, was the thing. Hold on, there's more people, right? Oh, also, they said Kenny Morgan, that was the escort that testified yesterday, called the police after a brutal beating that happened to Cassie, right? A brutal beating that happened to Cassie. The police actually were called, but they said nothing happened because Cassie wanted to protect them, right? Diddy was texting her, I'm about to be arrested. Call me, the cops are here. You going to abandon me? I'm all alone. I need to be protected, and all this mess. It was wild, right? Again, Diddy blackmailed Cassie with 2 freak-off tapes and said he was going to send that to her mama. What else can I tell you? Let's see. Oh, Jane and Mia, the witnesses that are testifying, the victims that are testifying, they literally, Mark Garagos and Mark Agnafilio and Teeny Garagos was like, no, you can't talk to your lawyers. That got thrown out. They got their butts handed to them today by Judge Aaron and by the prosecution, all right? It looks like Diddy wants to isolate the victims all alone, but they said, no, they're not going to be there. Oh, Cassie did at one point text Diddy, nothing good comes from freak-offs. Because you treat me like Ike Turner, and all you do is like humiliate me in public, right? So it was just like, okay. Also, hold on, let me move over here. Sorry. So anyway, they was like, okay, like, you know, all this stuff is going on, and then what else happened? Hold on, there was somebody behind me. I needed to do whatever. All right. Hold on, y'all. My paper is look at this paper of my notes. It is raining, and the paper is falling apart. You know. So anyway, let's see. Hold on. Cassie had binders and escorts. All my notes are falling apart. Oh my God, why are you doing this to me, New York? Diddy's match mom. Oh, also really quick, y'all. Diddy is matching his mom in court. Janice got a little platinum bob. A platinum shortcut. She looked really pretty. And Diddy is wearing a butter yellow sweater. He is matching his mom, trying to look angelic. Okay, so let's get to the Jonathan Oddi part. They started going through the binders full of escorts. I think prosecution pretty much confirmed that these escorts are going to testify. If you don't know, I broke the Jonathan Oddi story on YouTube 2 years ago. And I want to say a special F you to every hater that literally said I was lying, literally said I was making up stuff, literally said that everything I said was all BS. I want to say a special F you because the prosecution literally was showing Cassie the pictures of the escorts that are going to be testifying. They named them and they put their pictures up on the evidence screen. Jonathan Oddi's picture popped up. And guess what? Cassie on the stand literally confirmed. That literally confirmed that was one of their favorite escorts and that she remembered it. She knew it, and basically everything that we were saying is true. Y'all, Teresa Whitehead Marshall, thank you so much for the super chat. Nigella J said, keep up the amazing work. I'm obsessed. Rod, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Vanessa said, F all the mofos who shout out free Diddy. What he did was disgusting. I'm sure he treated Kim Porter the same way. Oh, hold on. So right there. So go right at the end of where those black things are. Just make a right. And that will take you directly to the security entrance. Sorry, I'm giving directions. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mel NYC reviews that Tisa gonna need some waterproof paper and lens for this rain. This rain. I reported because it's cold and wet and raining this week. I'm gonna try to do my best. Glam Glow ATL said, shout out from the ATL. We ain't bringing the scammers. We mean that we in Atlanta. Drunk off that Julio. Active Julio. What's up, Glam Glow ATL? Shout out from Atlanta. Keep up the good work. Thank you for the super chat. Am I missing anybody? So yeah, Jonathan Oddi's picture was shown on the Summer Jam screen. And yep, make it right at the end of the black thing. Natural E, thank you so much for the super chat. Tawny Rose, thank you so much for the super chat. Who else am I missing? Low the Baddest said, you're giving me this generation's Wendy Williams. Thank you so much. Also, we have K3A. RN, stay dry. Thank you. I will, Mama. The surprise witness. Hey, what's up, surprise witness? Y'all better hit the like button. Tisa's reporting live in the rain. Yo, you know the surprise witness. Girl, you be doing it. Thank you so much. Kiss for Smooch. Thank you for being a member for 32 months. Take pictures of your notes before they melt, Tisa. No, I only have one phone here because they don't let us have our phones. So I was just trying to sneak out. Jackie's Food of Serenity said, I watched you from the beginning. Oh, thank you. Gorgeous, you're smart and always on point. Oh, you guys, thank you so much for the lunch money. Andrea Chubb, thank you so much for the super chat. Callie JNS, Nocti University said, thanks for covering the Jonathan Oddi situation. Oh, baby, let me tell you something with the Jonathan Oddi situation. I am posting every live I ever did, but also there's information that I put in the live. It was called We Found Diddy's Freak Off Supplier, where I put in a lot of information on the escorts. And get this, I actually put up on my screen some of the escorts that are going to be testifying. The High Rise said, do your thing, Tisa. Thank you so much. Jacob Scott said, anyone from Diddy camp approach you, stay safe. No, listen, I've been running into them all day. I bumped into the boys in the bathroom, well, the men and women before it diverged. Going to the bathroom, I bumped into them coming off the elevators. Baby, we are all literally like less than 10 feet apart, all right? Jay Carter said, Tisa, thank you for being you and your eyes. Thank you so much, Jay. Maybe. Also, Crystal Day Black, thank you so much for the super chat. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. I hope not. Thank you so much. Let me make sure I just got everybody. And then I'm going to get back into, Jackie's Food is Serenity said, oh yeah, I already said that. Okay. So I think I got everybody. So yeah, like, listen, Kim Love, thank you so much for the super chat. And DB Barry, thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all, listen, I already said thank you to Crystal Day Black. Yeah, thank y'all. Woo, C Rich too. Y'all dropping 50s. Michelle Riviera said, been watching you since the beginning, always reporting the truth. Thank you so much, Michelle. And Christine Harris, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's celebrate. This is your first super chat in the live stream. Anyway, you guys, that is what is going on. Again, what's the big takeaway? Jonathan Oddi has been confirmed by the prosecution. They put his picture up on the witness stand. It is expected with a whole bunch of other, hold on. Can y'all see me now? Okay. They put it up with a whole bunch of other escorts. They're all expected to testify. I still do think that Jonathan Oddi is a witness protection. Foos, thank you so much for the super chat, okay? On top of that, Cassie sat there and said she knows who Jonathan Oddi is. She confirms, and guess what? There are tapes of her with Jonathan Oddi that the jury is actually going to see. So, baby, when I said we did the big one, we did the big one. Another key takeaway, Cowboys and Angels. Search on my channel, we found Diddy's Freak Off Supplier. There's a lot of information I found 2 years ago. I know the video says 7 months ago, but I reposted it after, like 7 months ago after 2 years. But the original video is 2 years old. Just Google, we found Diddy's Freak Off partner on my channel. It's gonna give you so much information. It's actually a pretty funny live too. But if you wanna hear something in the background, Google everything I've done on Jonathan Oddi and Cowboys and Angels. I'll try to do a recap later. Also, don't forget another key takeaway. Cassie said that Diddy got her on pills, opioids. She needed to do that because they were using GmbH. She needed to get on the pills so that she could numb herself. Diddy made her do freak offs when her mouth was literally Her mouth was messed up and full of bumps and sores from giving sloppy toppy during the freak-offs, and she had such painful UTIs that she couldn't even function with the pain, and he still made her have freak-offs. He snatched her from her 29th birthday with a surprise party, and security forced him to. Prosecution is doing a way better job. They are setting prosecution is doing a way better job today. They are setting up literally the criminal organizations. Even how they literally snatched 2 kids from AC and like had them while they were questioning them about seeing Cassie's freak out tapes. But the weird thing is, how did they see it? Because Diddy, you're the one that had them, and Cassie wasn't showing them. Anyway, Christina Street said, Tisa looking all shit, Carmen Sandiego telling us all she know, rain or shine. You know I'm doing it. This rain is coming down. Look at this. You said, love that you're covering this. You are the best. Thank y'all. Another key takeaway from this is, and I'll talk about this in the next live, Diddy's people got their butts handed to them. The lawyers got their butts handed to them. Every time I doubt Judge Aaron, he comes back and makes the right ruling. So shout out to the judge. Thelma Jordan, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Trisha 8 said, hey, oh my God, today's lives are fire. Thank you so much, Trisha. SKM Skim 07, thank you so much for the super chat. And also, we have Nazi Ashafa, thank you so much for the super chat. Taryn Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. MY Bird, thank you so much for the super chat. And also Life as a Mommy of 3, thank y'all so used to be a mommy of 2. Thank you so much for the super chat. Also Restive Life Hacks said, love you girl, be safe, thank you so much. Ayla, you know this dyslexia be kicking my butt. Say he takes a watch NGUVIU from London, UK. Oh, you're watching me from London, UK. Thank y'all so much. Sherry Walks Carolina Grammy said, you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you. And Black Sheep 19 said, Cassie's husband must be looking at her with a side eye. Actually, that is not true. He is looking at her with respect, love, devotion, and unconditional support. Baby, Cassie did the big one when she met Alex, because, baby, he is keeping her safe and sound. He is looking at her with compassion, with empathy. He is looking the way a man looks when you find out that your woman was treated like a rag doll for the formative years of her life. And even though you found her broken, you were there to help guide her until she could get healed. It was like a lot. The last thing that we actually found was, and this is like something super, super interesting, is the fact that, the bumps, Jonathan Oddi's confirmed. Oh, also, Diddy was showing those freak-off tapes, and he had lied to Cassie and told him all the freak-off tapes were destroyed. Anyway, you guys, listen. It has been real. Cassie's husband is there. I saw Cassie and her husband. They walked right by me in the hallway.
Now that was an earful. My. Mr. Oddi had a lot to say in the past. Very interesting. And prosecution did not disappoint. In fact, they were on fire, baby. Diddy should be shaking the table.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit.
Thanks for tuning into the channel. Comment below how you feel, and don't forget to subscribe.
Support the squad, like, share, or tip us a digital coffee if today's take gave what it was supposed to give.